Good morning, students. Welcome you all in our online session. Okay, students, yesterday we have started new lesson. Do you remember name of that lesson? What is name of lesson?
In the world of stars. One.
Yes, it is 20th lesson in the world of star. And we learned some new concepts.
Yes.
Which are they? Can you tell me?
Life cycle of stars. Stars.
Yes.
Birth of stars.
Yes, we have studied life cycle of stars and some new concepts also, like zenith, nadar, celestial pole. Yes.
Horizon.
Yes, we will
Meridian.
do quick revision of that all that points.
Okay.
So,
Hello, teacher.
yes, Vita.
Hello, teacher.
Yes.
Your video stop.
Yes.
Your video stop.
Yes, I shared my screen now. That's why. Can you able to see my screen? My screen is visible now.
Yes.
Yes. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday we started 20th lesson. That is in the world of stars. And in that, we learn about life cycle of stars. Stars are born out of nebula. And stars die, but it takes millions of years. Okay. And next, we studied that horizon. Horizon means if we stand on the ground far away, the sky seems to be touching the ground. And that line is called horizon. After that, we learn celestial sphere. Celestial sphere is a virtual sphere. After that, zenith. Zenith is the point on the celestial sphere exactly above our head. Okay. Next one, nadir. Nadir is the point on the celestial sphere exactly below our feet. Next point is celestial poles. Celestial pole means if we extend the axis of rotation of Earth in the north and south direction, it will penetrate the celestial spores at the points. And they are called celestial north pole and celestial south pole. After that, meridian. Meridian is a great circle which passes through both the celestial poles and the observers zenith and nadir. Okay. And after that, we studied celestial equator. Celestial equator. If we expand Earth's equator in all direction, it will penetrate the celestial sphere along a circle. And this circle is called celestial equator. After that, we also learn what precautions we should take before sky watching. In sky watching, we should use binoculars or telescope. The place for sky watching should be away from the city. And if possible, it should be a new moonlight. Sky watching should begin with stars in the west. All these points we have studied. So, next point is constellations. Now, what is constellation? See, if we see from Earth, we can see majority of stars of sky appears to be grouped together and they form interesting pattern. These patterns resembles a variety of objects on the Earth, such as animals and human beings. Astronomers studied the stars from hundreds of years and they are found different group of stars forming different shapes. See, you can see here. These are the stars and these stars form different shapes. So, The group of stars occupying a small portion of celestial sphere is called constellation. See, this group of stars, they form interesting patterns, and these shapes are called constellation. There are 88 known constellations. Okay, you can see here. See different shapes of these constellations. Ancient Western astronomers put forward the idea of 12 zodiac signs. See, according to this constellation, the Western astronomers, they put the idea of 12 zodiac signs. You can see here. And Indian astronomers suggested the 27 nakshatras. We know that the zodiac signs and nakshatras. Yes, astronomers use this. Which are these zodiac signs? See, zodiac signs. The ecliptic has been imagined to divided into 12 equal parts. This is ecliptic, means imaginary circle. And this circle divided into 12 equal parts. And each part subtends 30 degrees as the center of the celestial sphere. You can see here, there is 30-degree difference between two zodiac signs. Each of these parts is called Rashi or zodiac sign. In Hindi or in Marathi, we say Rashi. And the name of these signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. These are 12 zodiac signs. You can see here, these are the constellations. And these constellations named these zodiac signs. Now, nakshatras. Indian astronomers suggested 27 nakshatras. Okay. What is the reason behind this? The moon completes one revolution around the earth in approximately 27.3 days. See, this is earth, you know that. And this is moon. Moon revolves around the earth. And in a day, moon revolves approximately 27.3 days. Moon complete one revolution around earth. And the portion traversed by the moon in one day is called a nakshatra. What is nakshatra? The portion traversed by the moon in one day is called nakshatra. Okay. And a nakshatra is known from a brightest star that it contains. See, these are the name of different nakshatras. And these names given by the brightest star. That nakshatra contains brightest star. This brightest star is called Yog Tara. These are the 27 nakshatras. Name of these nakshatras are Ashwini, Bharni, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigasira, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pusha, Aslesha, Magha, Pura Falguni, Uttara Falguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishaka, Anuradha, Jeshta, Mula, Purvasad, Uttarasad, Shravana, Dhanishta, Satabhisha, Purvabhara, Uttarabhara, and Revati. These are the 27 nakshatras. And Indian astronomers suggested these nakshatras. So, according to these zodiac signs, we can say, we say that sun enter that zodiac sign. Sun enters that Rashi. Maybe you heard from your parents or from your grandparents. Maybe you heard that. See, you see here, in this picture. See, this is example for you. This girl looks at this flower pot. But with the flower pot, she also sees the trees in the background. She's looking to flower pot. But with the flower pot, she can see these trees also. Like this only. If Earth revolving around the sun and looking at the sun, we can not only see the sun but also constellations behind the sun we can see. These constellations cannot be seen in bright sunlight but is indeed present behind the sun. In bright sunlight we cannot see these constellations, but they are present. Okay, and Earth changes its position, a different constellation or zodiac sign or Rashi appears behind the sun. This is what we express when they say that the sun enters a particular zodiac sign or Rashi. For example, see, on Makar Sankranti, mostly maybe you heard this. On Makar Sankranti, we say that the sun enters Makar Rashi. Our parents always use this, that on Makar Sankranti, the sun enters Makar Rashi. Makar Rashi means Capricorn. Okay. Now see here. When the earth is at A position, if earth is here on A position, an observer on the earth, the sun appears to the Scorpio zodiac sign like this. If observer is here, then he can see Scorpio zodiac sign. And when earth moves from A to B, the observer will say that the sun has entered Libra, because this observer can see this zodiac sign, Libra. And again, when earth revolves, if the observer is here on the C point, he can see this zodiac sign, Virgo. When earth is here, he can see Leo sign. Like this. When sun appears to be in the zodiac sign, actually the sun does not move. Okay, but we perceive it is moving due to the motion of the earth. We know that sun is not moving. The earth is moving. And because of the earth moving, we perceive that the sun moving around the earth. And this motion of the sun is called the apparent motion. This motion is called this is apparent motion of the sun. And this path is called apparent path. The rising sun of the sun in the east and the setting in the west is also apparent motion. See, earth rise in the east and sets in the west. This is also apparent motion. And you might have heard that the particular nakshatra is in the rising and now prevails. It means that at that time, if you look at the sun from the earth, that particular nakshatra is behind the sun. And it gives the idea about the position of the earth. Okay. See, what is apparent motion of sun? The sun does not move, but we perceive it as moving due to the motion of the earth around it. And this motion of the sun is called its apparent motion. Actually, sun is not moving. But because of the earth's revolution around the sun appears like moving. And this motion of sun is called the apparent motion. Now, we will see some known constellations. We are going to study some constellations. In that, first one is Ursa Major. Ursa Major is one of the most famous constellation. and it is commonly seen during summer. It is also known as the Big Dipper, the Great Bear, or the Saptarshi. These are the different name of this constellation, that is Big Dipper, the Great Bear, or the Saptarshi. Indian name of this constellation is Saptarshi. In summer nights, we can see a particular arrangement of 7 stars. In this constellation, there are 7 stars. So we call them Saptarshi. Saptarshi means 7 stars. In the month of February, this constellation rises around 8 p.m. in the northeast. And as the name suggests, Saptarshi is a group of 7 bright stars. It is in the shape of a quadrangle with a tail made up of 3 stars. You can see here. See, this is one quadrangle, and this is tail. And it resembles a kite. Shape of this constellation is kite shape. So we can easily recognize this. And if we extend one side of this quadrangle, it reaches the pole star or Polaris. See, this is pole star. The position of pole star not changes. And if we extend the one side of this quadrangle like this, then it reaches to the pole star. And for this constellation, different countries have different names. We saw that Great Bear, Saptarshi. Next constellation is Cassiopeia or Sharmishta. Indian name of this constellation is Sharmishta. This constellation is made up of 5 bright stars, and they form figure like letter M or W. This constellation form figure like M. This is W or M. If we see from this side, it looks like M or W. And the perpendicular bisector of the line joining the 3rd and 4th star in Sharmishta goes towards the pole star. See here also, if there is perpendicular bisector of 3rd and 4th line, this is joining of 3rd and 4th star, and this line goes towards the pole star. And so what is relation between these pole star, Sharmishta and Saptarshi? If the pole star has Saptarshi on one side and Sharmishta on the other. As Sharmishta sets, Saptarshi rises. Thus, we can always use either one or the other as a reference point on any given night. See, this is relation between these 3 stars, pole star and Saptarshi and Sharmishta. The constellation of Saptarshi and Sharmishta are useful in locating the pole star. The pole star has Saptarshi on one side and Sharmishta on the other. Okay. And when Sharmishta sets, Saptarshi rises. So these 2 constellations are very important to in the navigation. Next constellation is Orion. The Indian name of this constellation is Mrug. Mrug Nakshatra or Orion has very bright stars. These you can see here. These stars are very bright, and on winter nights they can easily identified. This constellation has 7 or 8 stars. You can count here, 7 or 8 stars this constellation has. And from these 7 or 8 stars, 4 are at the corner of a quadrangle. And see, this Orion also called as the hunter, because this constellation resembles the figure of hunter. So it is also known as hunter. And the line passing through three middle stars of the constellation, it meets to a bright star. See, these are the three middle constellation, and if we extend a line, it meets to this star. This is Sirius, and this is a very bright star. During the month of December, Mruga Nakshatra rises at 8 p.m. on the eastern horizon. Okay. Now next constellation is Wrishik or Scorpio. Indian name of this constellation is Wrishik. Wrishik or Scorpio is the constellation of 10 to 12 stars. See, and this constellation resembles shape of a Scorpio. So name of this constellation is Scorpio. Jeshta or Antares is the brightest among them. This constellation has 10 to 12 stars, and from these stars, Jeshta is the brightest. This constellation is below the equator in the sky, and it is in the southern hemisphere. So, we saw four main constellations, that is Saptarshi, Sharmishta, Orion, and Wrishik. Now, in all these constellations, pole star is important, and during sky watching, pole star is an important role. But why? We will see that. See, Earth revolving around its axis also. Earth moves on its axis, but what we can see, we see that stars seems to move around the sky. It looks like that, no? Actually, Earth is moving, but it looks like stars are moving. It is actually Earth which is moving, but that time also, only one star remaining at its place all the time, and this is called Polaris or North Star, because this Polaris is exactly above the north point. Polaris located exactly above the Earth's north pole. So it is not moving. You can see here, these are all constellations, and here is Polaris or North Star. This star is exactly above the North Pole, and it is stable, remaining its place only. These all constellations, they looks like they are revolving because of Earth's revolution, but this star is stable. So this star is very important in astronomy or in navigation. So we learn all these points, and if possible, in India, planetariums are there. You may heard that in Worli, there is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium is there. In India, New Delhi, Bengaluru, Allahabad, and Pune also have this planetarium. If possible, go there and observe. What planetarium? What you can see in planetarium? This is they present the virtual projection of various stars and their constellations. It looks like a sky only. Okay, if possible, go there and observe that. And one more thing, why we studied all these constellations? Do you have any idea? Because the science proved that the constituents of the solar system, they don't have any influence on the human life. Okay, and this is the age of science. So holding on beliefs which have proved to be wrong. Okay. There is no any effect of these constellations on human life. Okay. For this, we have to study all these constellations. Now summary. What we have studied today. See, first we learned that a group of stars occupying a small portion of the celestial sphere is called a constellation. There are 12 zodiac signs and 27 nakshatras. The moon completes one revolution around the earth in approximately 27.3 days. After that, apparent motion of sun means the sun does not move, but we perceive it as moving due to the motion of the earth, and this motion of the sun is called apparent motion. After that, we studied pole star. Pole star located exactly above the North Pole. After that, we studied four main constellations, that is Saptarshi, Sharmishta, Mrug, and Ruchi constellations. So I hope you understood all these points. And to check that, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay?
Okay, miss.
Yes, are you ready?
Yes.
Miss.
Yes, okay. See, first question. A group of stars occupying a small portion of the celestial sphere is called a
Constellations.
Constellation.
constellation. Constellation is the group of stars. Now, next question. The moon completes one revolution around the earth in approximately dash days.
27.3
days.
Yes, correct answer is 27.3 days. Okay?
3 days.
Yes.
27.3 days.
Yes, very good. Correct answer. Next question. The rising of the sun in the east and its setting in the west is the dash motion of the sun.
Apparent motion of
Apparent motion.
Yes, it is apparent motion of sun. Actually, earth is moving, but it perceives as moving the sun, and this is called apparent motion. Next, Indian astronomers suggested
27. 27.
27.
27
nakshatra.
Yes, very good. Next, dash is the constellation with 7 stars.
Saptarashi.
Saptarshi. Okay, Saptarshi is a constellation with 7 stars. It is known as Saptarshi because this constellation has 7 stars.
Yes.
So, Saptarshi is a correct answer. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
next question is for your homework. And question is, what is the relation between the pole star and the constellations Saptarshi and Sharmishta? Can you tell me? What is the relation between pole star and the constellation Saptarshi and Sharmishta? Can anyone tell? See, when the poles, yes, pole star has Saptarshi on one side and Sharmishta on the other side. Listen, pole star has Saptarshi on the one side and Sharmishta on the other side. And when Sharmishta sets, Saptarshi rises. So, Saptarshi and Sharmishta are useful in locating the pole star. Okay?
Please tell again.
Okay, listen again. The pole star has Saptarshi on one side and Sharmishta on the other side. Suppose here is pole star or Polaris. Its one side is Saptarshi means constellation of 7 stars. And to its
Yes.
other side, Sharmishta is there. And when this Sharmishta sets, Saptarshi rises. Okay, this is the in pole star and Saptarshi and Sharmishta. Understood?
When Sharmishta
Yes.
sets, Saptarishi rises.
Yes. So understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you everyone for attending the session. You understood all these points?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for attending session.